Hi there, it's Joan Gregerson again here with another session of Creativity Live. And in today's session, we are talking about something that is in week 4 of the book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And my focus on creativity is that I truly believe that as we allow more creativity in our life, as we own our creativity power, as we make time for it, that we begin to be more effective, especially as we are working as eco-advocates in the world. And at the same time, it makes us, it gives us a way to enjoy life more. That's really important when we're working with these big, serious issues around the environment. So, and if you're interested in working through this entire book together this summer, then head over to the link that you'll see in there. We're going to be working through it June 3rd through August 26th, and there's some early bird pricing, so definitely check it out. All right, so now what we're going to be talking about, so the way this book is set up is that there's 12 different weeks, and so in week 4, one of the things that is talked about is something called reading deprivation. And Julia Cameron says that anytime when she's leading a class, when she's teaching a class herself, that this is the most controversial tool that she recommends. And I know for myself that when I had been wanting to write a book, and one of the key things that I did in getting that book written was I stopped reading. I stopped checking out other books. I stopped spending my time reading other people's books, because at some point, in order to express yourself, or at least for me, I had to stop pulling in everybody else's ideas and just go with my own. And so I definitely think that that tool of reading deprivation is something that you can use for creativity, even though it may seem kind of counterintuitive. So I'm going to read a little bit from this, and I'm wondering if you've ever done if you've ever gone on a reading fast. So have you ever gone for a week without picking up a book? I know we are reading through our emails and all that other stuff during the day, but to read only what's necessary for completing your work, or those tasks that you need to do, checking your bank account, but not further reading. So if you've ever done that, I would love to hear about that in the comments. Okay, so now I'm going to read a little bit from this. So this is week 4, reading deprivation. If you feel stuck in your life or in your art, a few jump starts are more effective than a week of reading deprivation. No reading? That's right, no reading. For most artists, words are like tiny tranquilizers. We have a daily quota of media chat that we swallow up. Like greasy food, it clogs our system. Too much of it and we feel, yes, fried. It is a paradox that by emptying our lives of distractions, we are actually filling the well. Without distractions, we are once again thrust into the sensory world. With no newspaper to shield us, a train becomes a viewing gallery. With no novel to sink into and no television to numb us out, an evening becomes a vast savanna in which furniture and other assumptions get rearranged. I'll read one more about this, and then I want to make a comment because this is the 25th anniversary edition, so you can see how much our digital world has taken up our reading time and our headspace beyond even what she was talking about originally here. Reading deprivation casts us into our inner silence, a space some of us begin to immediately fill with new words, long gossipy conversations, television binging, the radio as a constant chatty companion. We often cannot hear our own inner voice, the voice of our artist's inspiration above the static. In practicing reading deprivation, we need to cast a watchful eye on these other pollutants. They poison the well. If we monitor the inflow and keep it to a minimum, we will be rewarded for our reading deprivation with embarrassing speed. Our reward will be a new outflow. our own art, our own thoughts and feelings will begin to nudge aside the sludge of blockage, to loosen it and move it upward and outward until once again our well is running freely. All right, so that's the idea of reading deprivation. I'd love to hear if you have tried this or if you practice it to some degree and the results that you've had. Again, if you are interested at all in connecting with your creativity, in living a life of passion and purpose, I would love for you to join us this summer to work through the book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And with that, have a beautiful and creative day. And remember, the time for action is now because there is no planet B. All right, see you soon. Bye.